There are many of us who have to learn how to take our thorns, take our weaknesses, and turn them into strengths. People will take your weaknesses and use them against you when God didn't give you weaknesses to be used against you. Your weaknesses are so that you can look at your weaknesses and see the strength that is in you and bring out the strength that is in you. I'm going to be transparent in this video and talk about the thorn that's in my flesh, the thorn in my side. Paul had a thorn in his side, and God reminded me when I was praying and asking him to take this thorn away from me. There are many of us who we want God to take away the very thing that God is using, and that those who have eyes to see can see what the Spirit of the Lord is showing us. And those of us that have ears to hear, we can hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. But unfortunately, there are people who don't see or hear. All they do is complain. And in the complaining, they will make you feel bad about something that you don't have no control over. Now, when I get excited and I do these videos, or I'm speaking and the Spirit of the Lord is just flowing, spit is coming out of my mouth. And I pray, God, take this away from me. And God said to me, my grace is sufficient. And he reminded me of Paul. But he also reminded me that in 2007, I had the privilege to go to Nairobi, Kenya on a 10-day missions trip. And on the last day that we were there, we had the privilege to be able to go to the Nairobi, Kenya Zoo and encounter different animals and things of that nature for like 4 hours. But we had up close and personal experience with some of the animals, including the giraffes. And I learned about the giraffes that, because we got to feed the giraffes, their saliva has this purity in it. Their saliva has a healing property in it that whatever touches his mouth is clean and is cured before the giraffe swallows it. So when we gave the giraffe pellets and whatever it picks up to eat, it's going to be purified by the saliva. But one of the things that God reminded me is that out of our belly flows rivers of living water, and also that Jesus spit on the ground and took dirt and put the dirt on a man's eyes, and he began to see. So instead of looking at it as a weakness, we need to see that it is a strength and see in the spirit what God is doing. One of the main prophecies that I always get is about my mouth and about my tongue, and how my mouth is like a fire, a burning fire. If you look at it from the prophetic standpoint, instead of you thinking about spit coming out of my mouth that you're offended by, maybe you should see the power of God. Maybe you should see my tongue is being so hot and on fire, as God has given me fresh revelation, that it has to be quenched by the living water that is sprinkling out of my mouth and coming towards you to bring healing and wholeness and the power of God. Give you information and fresh revelation and the things that God is doing. Instead of you looking at it as a complaint and trying to use it as a weakness against me, you should see it as I embrace it as a strength, and that God is doing a work. Out of my belly is flowing rivers of living water. I'm on assignment and about the Father's business. And you can either receive the healing, the blessing, the power, the fire that God is sending forward, or you can block me and delete me. Either way, I'm not offended. I have learned to take my weaknesses and turn them all into strengths. So I pray that this blesses somebody else who you are getting trolls and people who try to find your weakness and try to play on it. See your weakness as the strength that it is, and see what God is doing and not so much what people are saying. Be blessed and be about the Father's business.